Hi guys, this is Gothic Central here, and today we're going to be reacting to Widest Thinker. He's got 53.5 thousand subscribers. I liked the video, and I got the bell notifications on, as you guys could if you'd like to. 18 signs that a Sigma male is annoyed. I thought that this video was relevant because I'm really into psychology and stuff. And like I guess I guess I have a habit of watching relatable videos. So let's get into the video.
The Sigma personality type is the rarest in the world and, as a result, not well understood. This lack of understanding often leads to frustration when dealing with them. So let's see 18 signs that a Sigma male might be annoyed. 1. They will be more reserved. Sigma men are not very vocal in general, but when they are annoyed, they will be even quieter than usual or not talk much at all. They will instead think silently and get lost in the deep recesses of their minds. They become much more reserved as a type when they are annoyed, because they just don't have the energy to waste on meaningless conversations with people. They are not trying to be mean, they are just annoyed and pent up in general. 2. They will not fake a smile. People who know the Sigma well enough can usually tell if they are annoyed by their facial expressions. One of the most common traits exhibited when a Sigma is annoyed is that they stop smiling as much or at all. They also no longer make eye contact during conversations, and seem to look the other person straight in the eyes, but not with any feeling behind their gaze. 3. They will get more easily distracted or seem aloof. When a Sigma man gets annoyed or stressed out, they tend to become more aloof from their surroundings or people. They get lost in their own thoughts, and become distracted more easily than usual, with seemingly aimless things like a book or music. 4. They find it harder to forgive. Sigma males hold in high regard all of their personal values. When someone has transgressed against an important value, it can be very hard for them to forgive that person or move on from what happened, without some sort of compensation or sign of repentance from the offender, which is usually not forthcoming. 5. They will get more lost in thought. If you are talking with a Sigma and they continue to stare off into space, or even if they start tapping their fingers on a hard surface, then this is most likely a manifestation of their annoyance with what you said or did. Even the simple act of someone repeatedly asking the question, "What?" can cause an already annoyed Sigma to become even more withdrawn, as they try to figure out how best to respond. 6. They will be unresponsive or seem like they are distracted. When a Sigma man is focused on something, and there's no way to distract them from it, you won't even know that they are upset. They will just act like everything is normal. If they are busy working on something and don't have the time to speak with you, they may seem distracted or unresponsive. 7. They will become more demanding. Sigma men don't like to inconvenience people, but if someone is doing something that is really annoying them, they have a hard time hiding it. One way this might show up is with the amount of detail a Sigma will ask for when requesting things from other people. For example, a Sigma may request 3 different emails or phone numbers from someone before calling them, instead of just doing so immediately. 8. They will avoid the people that they are annoyed with. If a Sigma male is really annoyed with someone in particular, then they might intentionally cut them out of their life as much as possible. They do this because they try to eliminate toxic and negative people from their lives, so that those individuals don't cause any more damage than necessary. It isn't that difficult for them to do this either, since most other types don't understand how Sigma males think anyway, and therefore wouldn't know why the Sigma was avoiding them. 9. They will want everything done at a precise time. When a Sigma is annoyed, it throws off their internal clock, which causes them to lose track of time. They can't really tell how long something is taking when they are in this state, because it doesn't feel like anything is happening, even though several hours might have already passed. This causes a Sigma to become very impatient with a situation, and so they will want everything done as quickly as possible, or at the very least on their own timeline. 10. They will be more intense. If a Sigma male knows that someone else is annoyed, they will usually avoid them in order to keep from irritating them further. However, if someone annoys a Sigma and then continues to pursue contact with that person, there is no way for the Sigma to get away from that individual, except by directly confronting. 11. They will respond very tersely. Sigma men are by no means emotionally expressive people, but when they get annoyed, they become even more reserved and won't actively hide their emotions. If the person asks, "Is everything okay?" the Sigma who gets annoyed may just say something along the lines of yes or no, as opposed to trying to sugarcoat it with words like fine or great. 12. They will roll their eyes. A Sigma male rolling their eyes is a clear sign that they are highly bored, or really annoyed by something or someone near them, or perhaps even online, but not usually in person. People who know them well will see this as an obvious sign that something is wrong, and should try to change the subject or end the conversation sooner rather than later. 13. They will be less polite. Sigma men are usually well-mannered and courteous individuals, but this all goes out the window when they're annoyed. If something really is bothering them, you can count on a Sigma to tell you straight up how they feel about it, without sugarcoating it with niceties like, please or thank you. 14. They will truthfully say how they feel. They don't sugarcoat anything and are honest to a fault. If they are annoyed by someone talking about things unintelligently for too long, they'll tell them so with no problem. You can always count on a Sigma man to give you their truthful opinion at all times, even if it's not what you want to hear. 15. They will be more likely to stay silent. If you say something that violates Sigma's core values, then there is a good chance they will clam up and ignore you, or give you some kind of one-word response like, yes or no. This silence can be literal or figurative, based on how they react around you after the event in question occurs. Either way, it is very clear that they have taken your words to heart, and there is no reason for them to pretend like it didn't affect them. 16. They may give more forceful feedback. The Sigma's usual style is not to give many direct opinions or critiques. They believe that people should find things out for themselves, because their own intuition is usually correct. If a Sigma really wants to convey how much they don't agree with you about something, they will be very direct about it. 17. They will express anger indirectly. Sigma males have a hard time expressing anger directly, because it is such an emotional experience. If you get an email from a Sigma who has been upset about something, you can read between the lines pretty easily and figure out what's wrong. 18. Others' words affect them more. Even information that other types might disregard because it does not apply directly to them, will bother a Sigma if it violates one of their values. For instance, if the person is religious and someone mocks a religious figure, they may not get as emotionally upset, but it will still bother them on some level, because their religion has an important place in their life.
Guys, I think we're going to continue to the next video. Just because I'm not good at sharing my emotions sometimes, but I will say that everything in that last video is true for me. I think we should watch the next one, just because I would rather not remain ignorant of things that can help me to know.
A Sigma man can quickly come off as cold or aloof to others, because they spend so much time in their head. They are often so deeply immersed in a project or other mental pursuit, that they may lose awareness of the people around them. This may create an air of superiority about them. Likely, they're not purposely hurtful, just lost in thought. The Sigma male wants to understand everything, and that quest for knowledge can make them quite challenging to deal with. This may have led him to become aloof or distant towards others. The coldness of a Sigma male is often misunderstood. Sigma males are very logical, and logic requires discipline to follow through with the process. Logic also requires a willingness to make decisions, even if they are difficult or unpopular ones. These qualities may lead people who don't understand a Sigma's personality type to think they lack empathy for others because they're cold. This isn't true at all. In fact, it couldn't be further from the truth. The opposite might actually be true. The more you know about a Sigma, the more it becomes clear that their lack of outward warmth has nothing whatsoever to do with how much love and care they have for other people on a deep level. The truth is, a Sigma man cares about his loved ones so much that they've almost been driven crazy by a desire to understand them. To better explain this, let's take a close look at what causes the tempestuousness in relationships, especially when it comes to romantic relationships. Sigma men are most often introverts and feelers. To most people observing them, the coldness of a Sigma is due to an unwillingness to share their feelings in a way that others consider normal. In fact, most people consider it rude for anyone to not share every single emotion they're ever feeling with everyone else. It's like an unwritten rule of human interaction. If you have strong emotions about something, you must tell someone. For Sigma, however, this is simply not true. Sigma males don't share all of their thoughts and feelings for two fundamental reasons. 1. They fear being misunderstood by those who don't understand them very well, and oftentimes those closest to them. And 2, they figure that since they're going through such an ordeal by trying to understand these emotions themselves, they may as well keep them to themselves, until they're absolutely sure that everyone else involved is ready and able to handle them. When they've finally figured out all of the nuances surrounding a particularly annoying emotion, it's almost like a weight has been lifted off their minds. And to share this burden with someone who isn't able or willing to be understanding, at least not at the moment, would only cause undue stress for both parties involved. The Sigma men don't want you guessing, they want you knowing. They don't want explanations, they want solutions. They don't even really care if you know about how much they love you or why. All they really want is for you to know that they do love you and have a reason why, even if it's quite a hard concept for the other party to understand. One of the most frustrating things in life to a Sigma is trying to explain something, only for the other person to look at him like a deer caught in headlights. The ice-cold exterior of Sigma male. They are known for their seemingly cold and unemotional nature. Some people may find this off-putting, but it is actually a sign of an introvert who has learned to balance their thoughts and ideas internally, before presenting them externally. Sigma males have the ability to see things from many different perspectives simultaneously, so they need time alone in order to process what they are thinking about. This is why you will often see the Sigma men sitting quietly by themselves, with a thoughtful expression on their face. Once they have finished processing everything inside of their brain, they can turn these ideas into words or actions that make sense to everyone else around them. But if you try to engage them in conversation before giving them time to do this, it can be difficult for the Sigma to create a proper response. They will try their best to provide you with a polite response, but they will almost certainly apologize afterward for not being more enthusiastic about chatting with you. But the truth is that there is no need to force a Sigma into social situations. They are perfectly happy sitting quietly by themselves, because now they feel like they finally have time and space to think things over and process their ideas. If someone were to force this introvert into a group setting before they were ready, then it would almost certainly cause them stress, which is why many of us find our minds wandering back to those times when we were forced to socialize. The Sigma males need to find a way of getting this balance right, since they do not want to spend too much time alone, and neither do they want to spend too much time around people. That's why it is very common for Sigma to become a hermit, after being surrounded by other people all day at work. They need enough quiet time to relax, but they don't like it when their thoughts get jumbled up, because there are too many external influences on them. This is why you will often see this personality type retreating into their own minds, before re-emerging when they have figured everything out again. Why this is a good and bad thing for certain situations. Because of their introverted nature, Sigma men can be seen as cold or distant. This isn't really a bad thing for specific situations. For example, if you have to make a presentation at work and need to project professionalism, coldness might just be what you're going for. On the other hand, it would probably be better to be a warmer person if you want to get married or have kids. Let's see which situations are benefited by being cold, and which aren't. Firstly, in a professional setting, when you're working with people whose moods do not affect your job performance, such as co-workers, it's better to be distant so that others can see you as cold and calm. This will make you seem more professional or cool-headed, and thus may give an impression of competence or leadership, if that's what you want. Now, if you work alone and rarely interact with anyone, then there really isn't any reason for you to put effort into making yourself seem cold. In fact, being cold when you work alone is something that makes you seem antisocial. Secondly, in a political situation where it's important to make alliances with others and have good reputation, being cool can give an impression of intelligence, which could lead to influence, or simply ensure that you're seen as a professional person. Whatever the case, this will keep people from seeing you as irrational or having bad judgment. And again, if there is no one else around, it doesn't matter what kind of person they see you. Being cold isn't always the better option though. For example, if someone compliments your new haircut and you respond with thank you, rather than giving a genuine response, that can make you seem rude or arrogant. If you're trying to get married, then it's probably rather important to be nice and respond warmly, at least most of the time. And of course, if you have kids and just think responding coldly to their comments looks mean, then why would you want to be like that? The point here is that being cold isn't necessarily better for all situations, only some. For certain situations, it can make you seem more professional and intelligent, but in others, it's better to be warm and genuine like most people.
Okay guys, I think we're going to be reacting to one more. I'm sorry I'm not talking much, I'm just absorbing all the information. Because, this is,
A Sigma male typically dresses well and has his very own style, not after style. At a bar or local gathering, he is agreeable to everybody and can undoubtedly strike a discussion. He doesn't care to take part in casual banter or tattling. Maybe he will hit you with more profound themes or musings that rung a bell. He is discerning of nonverbal communication and can see through individuals' aims. He won't place himself in the focal point of consideration, yet will rather stand someplace as an afterthought. He is additionally totally fine remaining all alone, just holding a beverage cheerfully. At the point when you ask him where his companions are at, he may astonish you with the way that he came alone to the gathering. He can hold himself and doesn't to be in a confided and friendly setting to feel good. Sigma guys are not excessively dynamic via online media. They don't show a lot of their feelings in broad daylight, and will neither do so on the web. He is additionally the kind of fellow to peruse your message and choose to later, regardless of whether that might be hours or days. Concerning the MBTI character types, numerous Sigma guys are INTJ or INTP. This implies that they are for the most part independent, somewhat held, and even-handed and legitimate masterminds. What makes a man a Sigma male? A Sigma male is a man who decides to carry on with his life outside of the conventional progression of society. He favors opportunity, freedom, and isolation over cash, status, and popularity. He looks for experience and information instead of material belongings. Sigma guys are frequently business visionaries, creatives, intelligent people or competitors with a wide skyline that can without much of a stretch adjust to what in particular is required in their current circumstance. Number 1. Isolation. He is frequently portrayed as a solitary individual. For an explanation, a Sigma male makes the most of his time alone. It isn't that he abhors social cooperations by any means. Yet social cooperations require a great deal of energy, and during his private time he can re-energize once more. His enthusiastic and physical is consecrated to him. In isolation, he can zero in on his own undertakings without the unsettling influence of the rest of the world. In the event that somebody attempts to cross his limits, he acts emphatically and shields his space. Independent. Sigma guys are exceptionally autonomous and are equipped for dealing with themselves. They bring in their own cash, they cover their own bills, they are bosses of their own destiny. On the off chance that the world tumbles down around them, they can depend on their endurance sense to keep them alive. They perceive their own issues and settle them, generally without the inclusion of others. In contrast to the alpha male, who likes to be the focal point of consideration, Sigma guys don't need to be in groups of friends. At a gathering, you would prefer to see a Sigma male remain on the dance floor, occupied with profound discussion. He is somewhat of an outcast who doesn't play the social game, however figures out how to win it at any rate. Knows the significance of quietness. Numerous individuals rush to impart their insight, regardless of whether they haven't the faintest idea where they are discussing. These individuals are excessively worried about partaking in the discussion and seeming to be shrewd. This bothers Sigma guys deep down. A Sigma male doesn't do casual conversation. Maybe he would have profound discussions. He accepts that one should possibly talk when you have something important to add to the discussion. Consequently, he keeps quiet when he doesn't comprehend or when somebody more proficient is talking. Since when you are talking, you are not tuning in. What's more, when you don't tune in, you don't learn. Number 2. Versatile. Regardless of where a Sigma male goes, he rapidly mixes in. He can act like the group without turning out to be important for the crowd. He can move in and out bunches with various interests, societies, and convictions effortlessly. He gets a kick out of the chance to situate himself between gatherings, so he stays adaptable and not attached to one gathering of people for a really long time. This position is important to keep up his autonomy and have different sources he can draw his motivation and information from. A side advantage is that he is infrequently helpless for hypes, patterns, and widespread panic. Inside a gathering, a Sigma male can take on various jobs. Since he situated himself outside the ordinary order, joined with being normally perceptive, he is completely mindful how bunch elements work. He knows the jobs and can play either a pioneer, a supporter, or any situation in the middle. He doesn't need the approval of being the pioneer. However long he realizes that he is being utilized effectively and is making a significant commitment. Number 3. Treats everybody the equivalent. Alpha guys communicate with individuals to apply force or concentrate something important out of them. Sigma guys are a remarkable inverse. They draw in with others out of authentic interest and interest. They accept that everybody matters and approach others with deference. In this way, Sigma guys can't stand how a few group treat one individual one way and someone else another way. They reject these unimportant force elements and decide not to play this game. That is additionally why others don't threaten them, since they don't consider social to be as an opposition. A similar individual around everybody alpha guys consistently should be in a social setting, since their character spins around the impression of themselves off others. This isn't the situation for Sigma guys. A Sigma male's character stays as before, notwithstanding whether others are available. He won't if it's not too much trouble. Individuals, he is a similar individual regardless of what social setting. Sigma guys coexist with individuals from all degrees of society. They are not scared of how spending time with a lesser individual will ponder contrarily their picture. Picture and self-image isn't anything to them. They don't follow patterns, have their own feeling of design, and regularly don't have the foggiest idea what's happening with regards to tattling or web-based media shock. Number 4. Courageous and roaming. Sigma guys don't adjust to conventional norms and profession way. Rather, they like to take the unbeaten way and sort out life the manner in which it comes. Filled by interest, he loves to go on undertakings, looking for new encounters. Rather than remaining in his usual range of familiarity, the Sigma male needs to see new societies, attempt new food varieties, and connect with new individuals. These tale encounters empower him. He attempts his cutoff points and investigates new skylines, acquiring energy from the new. This doesn't imply that they act foolishly, since they thoroughly consider their activities completely. It is by facing very much determined challenges and defying a few guidelines that they can drive themselves advance and enter obscure regions. So their danger-taking fills a need. Migrant presence. The Sigma loves visit new areas where no one knows him. This permits him to try different things with parts of his character, and this additionally implies he will not need to invest energy on participating in conventions. He regularly decides to make a trip all alone to faraway objections. There he will stay away from the huge vacation spots, yet rather investigate unknown zones or basically see where the street takes him. To suit this way of life, and in light of the fact that he doesn't really focus such a great amount on material belongings, his own possessions fit in a couple of sacks, as he would just pack the fundamentals. Some Sigma guys don't claim or lease a house, yet essentially choose a daily existence as a computerized traveler, cruising the huge universe of chances, while jumping from one spot to another and meeting fascinating individuals en route. Number 5. Mindful. Sigma guys realize themselves very well. Their seasons of isolation frequently wind up turning out to be seasons of contemplation. He ponders his activities routinely and realizes what his activities mean for his whole existence. He has an excellent of his qualities. What's more, is effectively pursuing improving his shortcomings. In the event that he commits an error, he rushes to transform his confusion into an exercise. Since they are not troubled with the pressing factor that accompanies protecting their situation in the public arena, their own feelings and wants become the dominant focal point. Invests a ton of energy breaking down his character and his general surroundings, so he seldom settles on a choice without thoroughly considering it completely. They understand what they truly desire and consistently work on personal development. This makes Sigma guys to be generally excellent accomplices, since they will normally look through approaches to turn out to be better sweethearts. Number 6. Ignores authority. The Sigma male likes to run contrary to the natural order of things. Rules exist to be broken or least to be evaded. Sigma guys won't be limited by custom and the assumptions for other people. They are invulnerable to the pressing factor and assumptions for society. What's more, don't mind what a specific activity will mean for their cultural status. Sigma guys don't have confidence in the conventional chain of importance designs of society. They place themselves outside of forced designs, and it is thusly almost difficult to instruct them. They follow their own internal good compass, all things being equal. Consequently, they are not powerless to bunch pressing factor and control. At the point when they see an alpha guys, they can't resist the urge to giggle at their strange endeavors of getting bunch approval. This frequently cause for outrage among alpha guys, since Sigma guys are the lone men who will not recognize or bow to their situation of force. Their dismissal of power additionally shows in how Sigma guys see predominance. You can just show predominance by exhibiting your gifts and capacities through unmistakable accomplishments, not through grants, titles, or different affirmations. Undoubtedly not by talking stronger. Not forcing on others. Not exclusively does a Sigma guys esteem his own freedom. He additionally values the freedom of others. He will regard their opportunity and won't force standards or limitations on others. He will tune into individuals with various suppositions. Sigma guys at work. One thing is certain, a Sigma male won't sit in an office desk area and take orders from a chief. Profession astute, Sigma guys like to be their own position. They are business people, advanced travelers, specialists, pioneers, creatives, or among the top situations in an organization. Despite the fact that they don't completely appreciate the last mentioned, being stuck in a corporate construction, they see being a chief or supervisor and assuming on liability as a vital insidiousness. They understand that others are expected to accomplish a few objectives. Number 7. Very certain. While alpha guys are known for their outgoing certainty, they ensure that everybody around them knows. Sigma guys are frequently comparably sure, yet contemplatively. From the start sight, they probably won't show up as the most sure individuals in the room. This is on the grounds that a Sigma guys doesn't have to show his strength to rest easy thinking about himself. His confidence doesn't come from web-based media, others' suppositions, or endorsement. No one necessities to tell a Sigma male that he is significant or gifted. He definitely realizes he is. They are certain of what their identity is, and they have an unmistakable image of what they like and what they don't care for. Numerous individuals consider this to be quality as willfulness or even pomposity. That makes individuals not have any desire to get into conflicts with Sigma guys, since it appears to be that they don't tune in. However, they are really open to change when they are refuted. The most ideal approach to persuade a Sigma male would be through consistent contentions and evidence. Passionate contentions don't have a potential for success. This certainty, joined with any remaining characteristics, is the reason numerous ladies are pulled into Sigma guys. Their quiet, autonomous, and baffling nature arouses the curiosity of ladies. Be that as it may, in contrast to alpha guys, Sigma guys don't actually go around pursuing young ladies. So as a rule, ladies are the ones to move toward them. Ladies will see figuring out the code of this man as a test. What's more, it can really be a test, as Sigma guys tend not to be vocal. By the by, Sigma guys will like it when a lady takes on this test. He likes it when a young lady understands what she needs. He wouldn't have any desire to be along with an easygoing and dull lady who is effortlessly ruled. No, she should be autonomous, independent, and unique. She ought not often about shallow things like makeup or wearing the correct brands. All things considered, she ought to be remarkable all alone, and challenge and interest him.
One more video, guys, and then I'll make a separate video after this as a reaction to something funny.
Have you ever come across a Sigma INFJ? These charismatic and enthralling individuals are undeniably captivating. They effortlessly command the spotlight and astound everyone with their extraordinary abilities. But did you know that these lone wolves can be dangerous as well? I'm going to demonstrate how dangerous a Sigma INFJ is. Number 10. They refuse to be tamed. A Sigma INFJ's beliefs and standards are a waste of time, because they will never change when anyone seeks to manipulate their life and change their direction. They will not hesitate to expel that person from their lives. Because Sigma INFJ people are self-confident. They are self-assured enough to work alone, and refuse to be directed by others. They can stand on their own with ease, because they know what they're doing. They simply want to be free of society's needs and expectations, so they create their own set of rules and standards that no one, not even their family, can impose. Number 9. Incredibly selective. Sigma INFJ personalities despise associating their identity with anyone, because they are aware of their own worth. They don't want to be friends with people who have shallow interests and principles. They don't want to be associated with a group of people who are only interested in fame and wealth. Similarly, they don't want to speak with self-righteous people who are full of themselves. When it comes to leagues, Sigma INFJ's types are extremely picky. They enjoy being around people who can think deeply and argue rationally. Only the self-aware, wise, and humble can astound Sigma INFJs, and the rest are regarded as mediocre. Number 8. They dominate the room. Sigma INFJ types dominate in a completely different way.
It's skipping. It will will refresh momentarily. So okay, that's weird. So guys, we're not gonna finish that video because it's not working correctly. So guys, thank you for watching the video. Thank you. Oh yeah, my outro. Guys, this is Gothic Central. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification for more content as always. And this is Gothic Central. A shout out to 8-Bit Guitar Lord and EDDYSIXX Gaming. Super Mario, Fortnite, and Crash _Hatakio1. Have a nice day, guys, and this is Gothic Central.